Hi everyone. In this video, I will demonstrate how to train a reinforcement learning model for financial trading using TensorTrade on AWS SageMaker Studio. So what is TensorTrade? TensorTrade is an open source reinforcement learning framework for training, evaluating, and deploying robust trading agents. I will run an example notebook that uses TensorTrade on AWS SageMaker Studio. I've published a Medium blog post that describes additional context of this work, and I'll share the link to it in the description below. So let's get started. After logging into the AWS console, find and click Amazon SageMaker service. Amazon SageMaker has the following capabilities: ground truth, notebook, training, inference, augmented AI, and AWS Marketplace. I highly recommend going through the AWS documentation to understand each capability. Let's go to Amazon SageMaker Studio, which is an IDE for machine learning. I'll use the Quick Start option to create a studio. I'll enter my last name as a username, and I'll create a new IAM role. I'll use the default settings for this IAM role creation and click on the Create Role button. This action has created a new IAM role that will be used by SageMaker Studio, and now I'll click on Submit. I'll choose the default VPC and the available subnet and click on Save and Continue. Provisioning Amazon SageMaker Studio will take a few minutes, so I'll pause the video and resume once the studio has been provisioned. It looks like the SageMaker Studio is ready, but it is still granting access to my username. Okay, that has completed as well, and I'll click on Open Studio. Opening the SageMaker Studio for the first time might take a couple of minutes, so I'll pause the video again and resume once the IDE is ready. This is the landing page of the IDE, and it provides some tutorials to get started with SageMaker Studio. Let's head over to GitHub and look at the forks available on TensorTrade's repository. After some investigation on the Discord channel, I realized that Kodiak Crypto's fork had a working example notebook. So I forked Kodiak Crypto's fork and added some custom code to integrate with Yahoo Finance and S3. Let's copy the link to my GitHub fork and head over to the SageMaker Studio. I'll click on the Git drop-down, click on Clone, and paste the link to my GitHub fork and click on Clone. Let's go to the example folder and click on this notebook titled TensorTrade on SageMaker Studio. By default, all users have to choose a kernel. I will choose the Python 3 TensorFlow GPU optimized kernel for running this notebook and click on Choose. I will also choose Machine Learning, G4D, and Extra Large Instance Type, which is the most powerful instance type available with a fast launch capability. Here are the list of instance types that are available with and without the fast launch capability. I will click on Save and Continue, and it should take a couple of minutes to provision the instance. I'll pause the video and resume it once the instance is ready. Let's go ahead and run this notebook. The first cell is to install all the required dependencies in this notebook. I will update pip, install TensorTrade and its dependencies, YFinance to download end-of-day data from Yahoo Finance, TA to perform technical analysis of a financial instrument, matplotlib to plot some graphs about a model performance, and S3FS to connect to AWS S3. This cell will declare a few variables that are used in this notebook. I will use SPY as a symbol, NASDAQ as the exchange, a start date of January 1st, 2010, and an end date of June 30th, 2020. I provide a couple of options to fetch the end-of-day historical data. The first option is from Yahoo Finance, and the second option is from S3 bucket. I also provide an option to store data from Yahoo Finance in an S3 bucket for future experiments. This cell will generate features based on technical analysis. The next few cells will generate a data feed for the GIM trading environment. This cell will define the exchange. This cell will define the portfolio. This cell will define the GIM trading environment. This cell is where the deep queue network agent is trained. This cell will also take more than 15 minutes to complete, so I will pause the video and resume once the training has completed. Okay, it looks like the training has completed. This cell will plot the performance of the portfolio. This cell will plot the net worth of the portfolio. I hope this video has helped understand how to train a reinforcement learning model for financial trading using TensorTrade on AWS SageMaker Studio. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment on the Medium article or the YouTube video. Thanks for watching this video.